Moke and friends. Today it is. I was gonna say it's Moke and DDP, but do you go by DDP anymore?
There's not enough people, I guess, like that I'm around nowadays that really like know that
So,
name anymore. So
so it's Moke and Chris.
yeah, Chris DDP is yeah. Either way, it's all good.
Yeah, yo, real quick, how'd you come up with that name? I mean, I know what it stood for, but how did you like come up with that?
So sorry, I'm sharing the stream over.
You
Uh,
see
s-
that?
so I don't know, man. Like I don't know if you ever listen to any of my songs, like my early stuff, um, or if you ain't listened to anything. I think we did a song together at
But
one
yeah, I
point.
was gonna say we had a song
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. So, but no, I was always like real, like heavy wordplay stuff. So you ever heard like Drop Dead Gorgeous was
hmm
like extremely gorgeous. And then so I did the poetic thing. So it was like
Oh, that's
extremely
nice.
poetic. And nobody had it. Cause I used to Google my names, bro, before like when I was kind of trying to pick a name, I would Google it and see if, there was already a C Money or C Killer or so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Were you really trying to go by that?
well, I mean, I was young, bro, so
Uh,
it's always
I
C
see.
Money. It's always
Yeah, yeah.
something hip hoppy, bro. So I did that, and then it stuck, and then of course everybody shortened it, and then
But yours is Drop Dead Poet.
poetic. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, poetic. You know what I'm saying? So that's very different from C Money. Now,
yeah.
for the people who don't know, Chris actually made my part of my intro.
Oh yeah, yeah. Threw that
How-
little deal together. I seen your podcast, and I was like, man, I had like a little deal. I was like, man, this would look dope
Yeah.
if he had this on there. So yeah, I threw that your way. That's what's up.
Well, thank you for being on because I saw that you don't do much of like this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I really appreciate having you. You're like a legend to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Bro,
because well, no, let me say because you gave me a lot of opportunity. Even when I was in fucking in Austin, like you were booking me on shows out there. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
really appreciate that. Like you were one of the first. I don't want to say one of the first, but in my era of music, you were one of the
Mm.
first pioneers to be putting people on and putting yourself aside because even when you were doing all this shit, you were still actively in the game.
Yeah, yeah. So now, and I appreciate that because before I get into that, it was like, man, I used to love watching you perform. I
Hey,
forget what bar I think we were at Blue Max one night,
yeah, Blue Max, yeah.
and there was no stage. You was just on the floor, and there was like pool table. I ended up getting kicked out because I was like standing on a pool table being stupid. But it was because I was listening to one of your joints, and I was like getting hella hype because not a lot of
Yeah.
people around here really like focused on lyrics like bars and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And so you was going off. It's the first time I ever heard you. So I'm jumping up on the pool table. I'm drunk off or whatever. And yeah, I ended up getting in trouble. And I don't know if I actually got to go back later on. They probably forgot who I was. But this is like the first time I heard you ever rap. So I was like a real big fan for a long time. I just never really got to see a lot of output. I don't know if I wasn't
Yeah.
following certain things, but yeah, man, I realized early on like we couldn't get shows and I wanted to perform. And then so I
Right.
started putting the shows together and trying to perform and just realized as that kind of grew that you can't really do both at the same time.
Right, yeah, without
Um,
it seeming kind of very biased because
either well
niggas want to be the
either
headliner.
yeah, well it's like either very biased because I'm humble for the most part. I don't know how people feel about me, but
Uh,
I would have opened. I don't care just to fill the lineup.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
but it got to the point where it's like if I'm over here on stage, ain't nobody setting up the dude who's supposed to show up and be next. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and
Makes sense.
so it's always a very limited thing, especially indie music and underground type stuff. You don't have a lot of staff or a lot of know-how. Most of the time, for me, it was just like these things will crush an event, and as long as they happen, then we did a
Yeah.
good job. You know what I mean? So
Now, see, I kind of had things in order, but now I guess since we're starting like this. But before I start, Nick said something that it kind of made me think.
I see it.
Nick said, "You
What's
see
up,
it?
Nick? What's up, Nick? Yeah, I can see the
You,
comments to the side here.
you see what he said? So Yes, answer that, nigga. What are you? You're Asian. Are you Asian?
Yes, yeah, I'm a
Okay.
Filipino. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You
Stop
can
Asian hate.
pass for.
Hey, and here's the thing. I seen all that like the Asian hate thing go on, and somebody was talking to me about that. Like, yo, you have to worry about that. I'm like, I'm in San Antonio or I'm in West Texas most of the time, and I look Mexican for the most part or Samoan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a
And
big
nobody's
dude.
fucking with a Samoan.
Yeah. I'm a bigger dude, so it's like, I don't really see it a lot. So
Yeah.
um,
That's cool. Well, let me jump in. Like I said, I had things kind of different, but I want to go in order in my timeline of you. So we will start at battle tactics. Now, how did that come about? Like, explain, because did you start battle tactics or did you just end up taking it over? Like, explain to me how that, because you were a battle rap at first too, weren't you?
yeah. I even still battle rap through that little time frame of battle tactics. So what it was, man, is we did West Texas rap battles. Like, let me like condense this if I need to.
Yeah, do you think?
So if it goes too long, tell me. But so we started. I don't know if you remember Spider Streets,
Oh, nigga, come on. He
bro.
he used to he used to kind of manage me, and we all know the fucked up thing that happened.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit. I'm not even gonna get into it. All right.
That's a whole other story,
Yeah.
bro. Because I seen that
Yeah.
man like months before that happened, and it was I don't know. I didn't get the vibe, but
Yeah.
so he started up a deal at Tequila, and they were doing freestyle, like freestyle battles and stuff, and it was for like $100. We went because I was a rapper, I guess. I don't know. And we were up there hanging out. I think I talked Rutabaker, maybe some random dude in the crowd because they didn't have enough. They needed 4. And I'm like, yo, it's an easy bill. Like I told Baker, I was like, it's an easy bill, bro. Like, even if you win or I lose, who cares? Let's split 50-50 and we'll go get some drinks and shit. So we did that. I ended up winning. By no large stretch. There was no magic. I just, we were bullshitting. And then that turned into like the second weekend, like more people showed up after I had won. And basically I went up to week 4 and Seaweave came up. And set that man up to murder me. And somehow I squeaked out because we've had some bars, we've had some hits. He can control the crowd, real good shit. So anyway, that happened. I ended up winning that. Me and Seaweed became real good friends, and then we started West Texas rap battles. We realized the format was more toward written because it's way more entertaining than listen to a dude rhyme hat and cat, like trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, like niggas already can't freestyle, so like to battle rap freestyle, it's gonna be like Dr. Seuss.
Oh hell yeah, and it's a handicap. Like even me, like I can get off a couple bars, but when you're going 3 rounds, 60 seconds a piece, I mean, head, bro, it's really tough. You have to know how to control that crowd. So we went to written format, then we started battling all over the place. We picked up Mindset, a bunch of those guys. Then Mindset was funny. I liked Mindset. C Fresh, Randy Lee, I forget them all. Li, oh no, all the guys that were kind of just rapping. Like we all started battling, and we started battling all over Texas. And then we switched to battle tactics so we could get out from under the West Texas rap battle brand, because we had like battle leagues in Killeen, we had battle leagues in Lubbock, we had them everywhere, man. We had roster. The roster was filled out all over Texas.
So y'all had a roster of people. It wasn't just y'all was just kind of just scouting people out. It was like a roster of people that was under. It was kind of like UFC of rap, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Like except for like none of us really got paid, and and we all battled each other, which was tough because we're friends. We'll go battle other people in other cities, but like you're battling the dude like the month before, so you could always see the hesitancy in some of the battles, like with Mindset, Li. But you could tell like they weren't trying to kill each other because they still had to hang out. You know what I mean? So
it was just for entertaining purposes, showing that they could rap and stuff and.
Yeah,
I enjoyed all the battles. Like I won't lie, Seaweed was probably my favorite battle rapper. Like I fucking loved watching Seaweed rap.
Seaweed, man, he was probably the most like, he had the best crowd control. So his bars weren't always like these crazy intricate technical things, but the way he delivered and would control what the crowd was feeling, or he would set the crowd up for a big hit, is unmatched in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So Mindset was always my favorite, man. He's funny. He was funny.
So explain to me the process of battle rapping. I mean, of written battle rap. Cause I talked about this on my show, but I just want to get other people who did it. Like, are you stalking the people, or like, what are you doing to get your dirt on them? I guess.
So most of the time, these guys are like they're consistently in a league. So you have footage of them battling somebody else, and it just depends on what angle you want to take at certain people. Like you, for instance, if I was gonna guess how you would do something, like, since you're more lyrical, you're a little bit more bar heavy and smarter. If you were gonna battle somebody, that would be your angle. Now, what you decided to pull out of the woodwork on that person, like if it's a personal, if it's they trash, or you're just gonna go bar heavy and outshine them lyrically, that's the writing style you would pick. So, like Seaweave did a lot of he was more like aggressive and jokey. So he would pull some things out that were personal, but then he'd also make, jokes, little like Smokes was really aggressive. Mindset was just funny. Me personally, if I went, I was either gonna attack you like super aggressive, like I battle 1-2C. You know that? Did you ever see that rapper? He was blind. He's a blind dude.
Oh yeah, okay, the tall nigga. Yeah, I seen him. Yeah.
I went into that battle we were friends, and I fully went in that battle to disrespect him. So I just basically made jokes about how he was blind, and like during his rounds, I would stand behind him, bro. Like he's rapping and I'm not there. Like,
but that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, I mean, it's all a show. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you can't say half this stuff to people and expect it not to go heavy.
But I mean, there's going too far, right? Because who was it? Somebody's mom died, and somebody was talking.
Oh man, yeah, that was.
Remember? Rough. Yes. And so that was going too far.
I remember the bar to this day. C-Fresh is. I don't even know if he's in the chat. I can't see it. C-Fresh, if you're watching, I still remember this bar, bro, because I thought he was gonna get a bottle smacked across his face. We're at Tequila. We're in the back room. Mindset don't want to come because his mom passed away like 2 days before. And C-Fresh was there. And like Mindset hits a nice round. You can tell he's kind of upset. And as C-Fresh, I don't even know what his round was about. It was about nothing, bro. It was stupid. It was like just random bars. And at the end, he said, "Yo, I heard about your mom. I'm sorry, but that ain't no reason to be." What was it? He said, "It's no reason to walk around something having a little pity party, like." But yeah, like he brought up his mom and was like, "I'm sorry, but you ain't allowed to have a pity party, bro." And Mindset literally, like, you see dudes who ain't gonna fight, right? They sit there and they pour a beer like they finna hit you.
Yeah.
This man flung the beer, grabbed the bottle, and I mean, I don't know what stopped him, but I couldn't have intervened. That man was about to get Thanos with a beer bottle.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
I was
just say, man, like I feel there's nothing going too far, but it's how the other person takes. Like, if I got into a battle rap and say somebody brought up my daughter, is it bad for them? Hey, I don't know, but it's how I react. When I react bad, I would probably react bad. But do I blame them? I can't if it's a battle rap.
Yeah, you really have to go into that knowing what your weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And prepare yourself for that. Because if you've got something in your closet that you don't want to come out, bro, then that's just not the arena. Because one guy may be respectful and say, look, don't talk about this. I won't talk about that. The next guy may not know you, and you're a stepping stone for him to get to where he's trying to go. Yeah,
and he's just shitting on you.
And making you lose your nerve because he said something about your daughter or he said something about your mom.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a win because,
Oh yeah,
because there,
and y'all sign contracts like you can't fight or some shit?
Nah, we just, like I said, most of the guys who battled, we were all chill. Like, we would talk bars afterwards. I mean, in certain instances, like I had a battle with Sap. I gave him all my bars before we went because it was an exhibition.
Is Sap still locked up?
I don't know. He might be.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't even know what he be getting locked up for, bro.
Me neither, nigga. It was like one day I was chilling with him. Next day he was like locked up for a long time and nobody knew for what.
Yeah,
I don't
I don't
fucking
know.
know.
When I was around him, he never seemed like heavy into anything. Like,
Right? Yeah.
he,
He's a semi DMT and
he had
acid.
a lot of kids, so
Yeah. That was
it could be
probably
that.
it. That was
Sap was
probably
real.
it.
You know what? Speaking of freestyle, Sap was one of those dudes that didn't write anything.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that, and I didn't believe him for the longest time. But basically, he would sit there and he would like spit a 2-bar, and then he would spit the 2 that went with that to get his 4, and then he would spit that 4 to get to his 6, and then he spit that 6 to get to his 8, and by the time he would get there, it was all in his head.
So his memory. Oh wow! So he's Jay-Z in it.
Yeah, so like the dude was just I never seen him pull out a phone, a pen pad, nothing, bro. He would just it was nuts.
Wow.
Like,
So I don't want to stick on battle rap too much because you have a very interesting stuff. So now I want to take it to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So what how did you get into starting your own Comic-Con and stuff, and just that's a very different lane from battle rap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so what's funny, man, is like I actually I had somebody mention like we don't have a Comic-Con here. And like I never knew what it was. I didn't go. I mean, I've always been like a huge anime fan, Marvel, you know, all that stuff, cartoon, all the Cartoon Network, Adult Swim stuff. Back from when we were kids, which was Toonami, it's not Adult Swim.
Yeah.
But so we would do. So here's the thing. He said that we didn't have a Comic-Con. I was like, that's a dope idea. Whatever. I threw up a banner. Never seen a Comic-Con. Never been to one. I threw up a banner. Comic-Con.
Wow.
Whatever. The news picks up the banner. CBS 7 picks up the banner. It's like, we have a Comic-Con coming. And like the post got hit like over 2,000 times that day. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know what to do. So like we messaged CBS 7 and we're like, just so you know, we're the ones doing it. Here's the page. So they pushed everything to that, did another news story on that. So now we got 2,000 people to come into something that I don't even know what it is. And I don't think I've ever told this story. I may have like privately to certain people. But
so you like, wow. You didn't even know what the fuck. Yes. Just fucking around.
Yeah. Like I knew it had characters and it was like fandom.
Right. Yeah. But you did not think it was going to gain that much traction.
No, not at all. Like, especially here, man, everybody works.
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot of grinding over. Well, I say over here in West Texas. So I ended up going to Victoria Comic-Con that January.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to throw this Comic-Con in 2 months. Like I announced it and I was going to throw it in 2 months. And the art director in Odessa said, please don't do that. Like, you don't understand what it is you're throwing. Don't screw it up like that. So we went to Victoria. We walked around. We saw how Comic-Con worked. My first year, I gave away like 50% of our booths just trying to get people in. We called in favors from Austin and San Antonio, just people we knew who had booths.
Yeah.
And then, like, I overpaid guests, bro. Like, I didn't even know how much I was supposed to pay these guys. I was overpaying guests. One of the guests canceled. We flew Goku and Vegeta in on Friday, and they didn't even get promoted.
How did you find them?
Man, like, just digging, bro. Like, digging on the internet. Like, I would see an agent contact, hit it up, ask him how much it cost to come. And we were lowballing because they would tell me numbers like, and this isn't what they charge, but, like, they would say 6,000, whatever, right? And we're looking at that like 6,000. Like I don't even make that much at my day. Like, how
about 2,000 in a flight on Spirit Airlines?
Right. Yeah. I'm like, how do we afford all this, man? And then so when we started selling tickets, like tickets just started going like crazy. And then we did a lot of the ground and pound promotion that I used to do with hip hop stuff. So if you know anything about trying to promote a hip hop show, you could post that until your face bleeds on Facebook.
Right, yeah.
You could put posters. I mean, you could give away money. Like we've literally given away money at hip hop shows, and people don't show up, man. It's so hard. You know what? Most of hip hop shows, except for my like real successful ones, like West Texas, was it Hip Hop Fest? It's all us. It's all us. It's me, you. It's maybe one of your homeboys and a homegirl that came with him.
And then they bring their girl and shit, and maybe somebody bring their kids. Yeah,
yeah, the kids. Yeah. It's always like the crowd is always composed of hip hop heads. It's never, Sarah.
But that was all. I've always loved those hip hop fests, man.
Yeah, that was great. Fun. Those were fun. Those were the first time I think we were able to actually promote and get people that weren't hip hop heads. You know what I mean? That were just like generally enthused to see.
You know what this was about. I fucked with it, but the hardest thing for me, I was like, just because how West Texas hip hop works, it's hard. Like, but you still did it, but it's hard to have a festival from all fucking day in West Texas because you know what I'm saying? Because nobody's gonna want to perform at 2 p.m. and nobody's gonna want to be there at 2 p.m.
You know how we got around that, man, was the battles.
Having the battles, yeah.
The battles were real big at the time, and so we kind of hung our hat on that. And we would schedule some of the bigger battles during like maybe 3-4 o'clock,
right,
to kind of grab that crowd. So that way, when somebody had to perform at 3, they still had about 50, 60 people. And so it wasn't too bad. But bro, the first hip hop fest I screwed up, bro. I got drunk at like 1. Because the bar owner was so happy that we were there. He was like, "Oh yeah, here's free buckets, whatever for you and whoever." And by like 6 o'clock, I was hungover from being out.
What was the first hip hop fest? Was that the headline was Mini Mac and
Mini Mac ended up.
And I was was I the co-headliner? I was something.
Yeah,
I was
you
something
were
like late at night.
Yeah.
That man, Outer Limits was a dope venue.
It really was.
Outer Limits, right? Yeah, that place was dope.
Dude, that place could have been so many things, and I couldn't, like, it's weird because when you get a good venue, you want to throw shows all the time. You want to do everything you can to keep that venue pumping.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's only so much you can do. Like, they've got to help themselves. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
They just didn't help themselves a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So, but no, with Comic-Con, man, like that was how that happened, bro. And then we immediately did one in Lubbock right after. That was huge. We had a line wrapped around the
did y'all have to contact like venues? Like, how'd you find your venues for this?
Mainly it was that, just calling like civic centers and saying, "Hey, this is what we want to do. How much does it cost?" It's a lot of floating too, man. Like nowadays, well, the pandemic made things difficult, but back then it was more like, all right, this is what we're going to sell for like vendors. This is what we're going to sell in tickets. And then you look at the venue cost and wherever the venue is, and then try to work around that cost. Because a lot of these venues, man, like anybody promoting will tell you straight up, like these venues are expensive, man.
Yeah.
Irving for KamehaCon, we paid almost $72,000 for that building. Yeah.
What? Yeah. I thought you were gonna say 7,200, nigga.
No. We paid $72,000 to rent that building, almost $22,000 in security. I mean, the cost.
Y'all could have bought a Tesla.
We probably could have booked Elon to come talk about the damn
thing. Wow, bro. I did not. So y'all are spending big money on this shit.
Yeah. A lot of it does cost.
Wow.
Quite a bit. So, I mean, that's why, like keeping our price points when we do Comic-Con, like at Permian and Lubbock, I try to keep those like cohesive to the area because, I mean, there's not a lot to do out here. And then I noticed certain events like heavily taxed. Like if you go, nothing against the Wagner Noel, but I'm sure the
Wagner is gonna charge you.
Yeah, and you know what that is? A lot of the time, it's the talent. Like the groups that they bring in are gonna charge them like $50K. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so they charge them like $80 at the door.
Mm-hmm. And so that's why, like, when we build our content, we try to keep that in that 10, 15, 20 mark, let kids come in free, and things like that, and then still have a stacked lineup. Like we had Kevin Sorbo, Power Rangers, anime people. It's, make it fun for family, make it affordable. So even though it's pricey, we still try to monitor that. You know
do you form relationships with these people afterwards?
As far as like celebrities or
like anybody,
the vendors,
just everybody you fuck with.
Yeah. The vendors for sure. Like a lot of those guys are kind of like family at this point. They go to every show. We know their kids. We know them. We hang out afterwards. My staff is amazing. Without these dudes, like stuff don't happen. My wife carries like nowadays, especially we started a new company, like she carries like 60-75% of that workload, man. So it's a big family unit, man. It's just like hip hop. It's almost exactly like it was when we did hip hop. You got a lot of people with the same goals pushing.
True.
For the same thing.
One thing that makes me proud. It makes me proud to hear you say my staff, because that lets me know my nigga is a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hey, I'm all about giving people their flowers when their flowers is due. And I'm like, yo, that's I did not know. I thought, you know what I'm saying? Because when you see you do Comic-Con like in Permian, I'm pretty sure that the price is very different than what you're paying in urban. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I did not know that that's how you put that much money into and that's just a venue, and that's not getting the talent and the staff and all that shit. So that's wow, because I would have blew through that 7,200 and be like, oh well, guess we can't. I mean 72,000, and been like, well, guess we're not doing the Comic-Con.
I tell you what, man, the first time we did the really big shows that we've done, like being disciplined, and a lot of that came from promoting hip hop, man. Like I give my props to that, because music is literally the hardest thing I've ever had to promote. I swear to God.
Yeah.
So I always levy back to that. And like when you're doing hip hop and you've only got a bill that the bar gave you to try to break between whatever performers you're going to buy a drink or pay them for coming out or whatever. It gets easier. They add more zeros onto it. But you still have that prime directive of like, I've only got this much. And if I screw this up, I'm going to be never doing it again.
Are you paying for the celebrities' hotels and stuff?
Yeah, man. Like we basically take care of all their, I guess like their conditions, kind of like you would if you were, you know, any kind of musician. You pay for everything so they can get there. So don't cost them nothing to get there and stay there. And then generally they will either make their money from autographs, or they charge us a fee to sit there. So yeah, we are responsible for all their costs as well. So
now, who was the easiest person to work with,
celebrity wise?
Yeah.
Most of them are pretty easy, man. Like I won't lie, like most of them are pretty easy. Walter Jones is hilarious. The Black Power cons and pop culture shows, they're like a whole weekend. Like you usually build out programming for a whole weekend, but during COVID, you couldn't. Like you couldn't build programming that would keep people there all day, because you don't want those crowds to build and people to get sick. Now, COVID is like, whatever, bro. I guess people are vaccinated and people ain't getting sick no more. It went away.
How you feel about it? You sound like you feel a certain way.
Yeah, I'm a little biased just because, you know, I'm in the trade show entertainment industry. So when they shut everything down, we got shut down. Like immediately. Obviously, you know.
Have you started back?
Yeah, we did Permian in March.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and Permian Basic Comic-Con, it was fantastic. Like huge crowds, people were cool with wearing masks. We didn't get a lot of flack, but we didn't get to do what we normally do because all those little rules. Yeah. And so, I was shut down for over a year whenever that all went down. So you're talking like living off savings. It's part of the reason we moved. So yeah, for the virus to like, it's real. Like people got sick, I got sick, wife got sick, we all got sick. It's very real. It's just weird that like the media coverage feels super weird about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was in February, it was just nuts. And then like 2 weeks later, we're like, all right, open Texas, we clear it. Like what?
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
I mean, I kind of go out, but I don't go out like that. That shit's, I'm still kind of just chilling.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. So it's just real precarious. But nah, man. So we built the new trade shows to be like a one-day thing. Same celebrities, vendors, you know, all that stuff that you like about those real long, drawn out shows.
Right.
But they're cheaper. Like I said, they're just one day. You come out with your family, hang out, do all that stuff.
So is it gonna be called a Comic-Con?
We're calling it a toy and collectible show because we didn't want to call it a Comic-Con and lose the versatility of the trade show aspect. You know what I mean? So if we call it Comic-Con, then people want panels, activities. They want all this big, it's almost like a circus, man. Like there's just so much going on. Like you walk in that building and you got panels, you got photo ops, you got board games and gaming. Like there's just so much to do in that
Would you work in a Comic-Con? Do you get time to enjoy it, or are you're just always just on the go?
Yeah, bro. We're like you get an adrenaline rush from that. Like you'll get this, and maybe not in the sense of like, oh, this feels great. Like more of like you forget to eat, you forget to drink. Like you're just moving, bro. Like from one issue to the next issue. Like whether a vendor can't find his table, or this vendor hit something with a cart, or this celebrity's flight's late, and this celebrity's hotel room don't got purple flowers like you wanted, whatever. It's always something's going on. So you don't ever get like. Occasionally, the best part of the Comic-Con stuff for me is I'll run into like certain families. Like I didn't realize we've been doing this for almost 6 years, bro. So I ran into a family this year, and they're like, "We want you to meet our son. He's 5 years old, and we've been coming since." They met at the con.
Oh wow! Look at you.
The first con, the kid wasn't even alive. And
he's a con baby.
Yeah, and now he's now he's out here walking around buying stuff too. I'm like, this is crazy,
wow! Look at you bringing people together.
Yeah, incidentally, I guess, but having a place for the community to gather, because there's not a lot around here.
Do you watch anime? You watch anime?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Demon Slayer's been like my big one lately. My Hero, and then a lot of like I watch a lot of the mainstream stuff. So don't get me wrong, I'm not like a weeb.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, but me personally, like they be having stuff that's like about poker and like
Oh no, they got basketball shit. My favorite is Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul's good, bro.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like weirdly that show actually helped me in my time of depression. I don't know why. But just like I just related so much with the main character, and that I don't know until this day. I don't know. I've been drinking, so my words are all fucked up.
No, you're good, bro.
But
I get where you're going with it, man, because there are characters that like
you kind of relate to.
Yeah, you either relate to them or their problems are so bad that like you're able to kind of be like, if this man's getting through this, and then like
I can too.
Yeah. So, but I'm one of those guys that gets like I relate a lot with like the aggressive, like the tortured, more aggressive, like Vegeta, Bakugo. I like those almost those dudes that you feel like any moment they could just be like, all right, fuck it, I'm a villain now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But they're fighting on the side of good right now, just for right now.
Yeah, because I always feel like instead of that blind trust that like they question everything, like they want to do good,
right?
They want to know why. Like you're not just gonna send them off,
correct,
to do whatever. You know what I mean? So
with your trade show, like, have you started it?
It starts June. So the first show is in Odessa.
Okay, so are you gonna be doing a show like every day, every week? Are you going to be traveling like across Texas, New Mexico?
Yeah, so we're keeping in Texas right now. So we're doing one show every 2 weeks, and then I've got that spaced out for like the larger shows we do. Like we have Kamea-Con in July, so I gave myself space to kind of maneuver there. And then we have
Kamea-Con is different than Comic-Con.
Yeah, so it's a niche show. It's focused directly on Dragon Ball.
Okay.
So all the actors from like the Canadian dubs, Hispanic, Japanese.
What's like, Japanese? I feel like Japanese is just like one person.
Well, with Japanese, like they get like one of the voice or actually almost all the voice actors have been those characters for like 30 years. Like just one dude. Yeah, one chick, one dude. Yeah, they all have been there. And then like in America, it's like every 10, 15 years, it's like they get a switch or they sell the licensing and you get new voice actors. So we kind of we just bring them all because like you never know, what day and age or whatever somebody grew up with that character. So that voice could be different for them,
Have you met the Pink Ranger?
I haven't got to meet her in person, bro. Like, really, I don't fanboy a lot. Like, that's one of my that's one of my things, bro. Like, I really try not like when I meet these people, it's like, hello, nice to meet you. His business would make some money,
right.
But they're like, I haven't met her, but I would have to resist the urge to be like, oh my god, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know, man.
That's like the first. That's we same age. That's like the first.
Yeah, that was the first crush. Like my first crush was Kimberly and Rita. I don't know why. I liked Rita, man. I thought Rita was hot. I didn't know she's dead. She died. Yeah, she died like maybe like 5 years ago or some shit like that.
Damn, I didn't know that. Because she was a Japanese actress, right? And then she was somebody voiced her over in America.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the original one.
Wow.
And then because a lot of that dub, bro, like you see all these original Rangers, bro, they never did any of those big scenes.
Really?
The way that show was developed was they took Sentai that was already filmed in Japan, like they do with the dubs in America for anime.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then they filmed American scenes and then they spliced them together. So all the fight scenes in the suits, they're actually Asian Japanese actors. It's not them.
What?
Yeah. Same with Rita. So Lord Zed was actually an American creation. Like that was never in the Sentai. Like we Americans made that and put him in there.
Yo, how does it feel that you get to know all this shit?
Bro, it's like it's like if they ever did Pop Culture Jeopardy, I'd be famous. But other than that, it's just there. You know what I mean? And you have to know that for the job a little because if like we're running a Power Ranger con, so like if I don't know that and somebody's like you just said Rita's dead or whatever, and I'm like, hey, we gonna book all the Ritas for Power Rangers, and somebody gonna pop up like y'all fake. Y'all don't know the fan. Yeah. How dare you? You know what I mean? Like
have y'all ever had to go through that?
Yeah, we have. And it's
let me guess, West Texas.
No, West Texas wants Deadpool, bro. They want Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and they just can't figure out why we can't bring them out here, bro. That's what I run into a ton, man. But no, in the bigger areas, like some of these guys, like they know their up, down, who wrote it, who recorded it, where the original tape's buried.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? And so if you mess up in front of those people, like they'll eat your credibility up, and it makes it tougher to do fan shows. So
damn. So okay, so trade show starts in June, and you're starting where?
In Odessa. Yeah.
Starting in Odessa. And now, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we're looking at. You seen the new Mortal Kombat films, right? The new movies coming out in April.
Yeah.
So we're talking about bringing Robin Show down, or Shao. Robin Show.
Who does he play?
He was Liu Kang in the original one that we grew up watching in '95.
Yeah.
So he played Liu Kang. So we're talking about trying to get him down to Odessa and see for that little one-day show.
Damn, you are like making moves, man.
Bro, like
this makes me happy. It does.
Bro, it's a constant grind, man. It's like you win little mini victories like that. Like when you book somebody, we're like, yeah. And then you're like, oh yeah, we still got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope because I feel like it's a victory for me just because you don't do these things. Then you're on here now talking with your boy.
This is probably the only one I'll do too, man. It's just like,
hey, I appreciate that, man.
I'll come back if I have to talk again. I'll just come back.
Here. Oh, I'll have you back all the fucking time, man. Now you're doing the trade show. Now let's see which one I get into. Let's do this one because I want to know about this one. Racing team. You have a racing team, or are you starting a racing team?
No, so we were actually just kicking around the idea whenever I was talking about that. My father-in-law owns these big, like, what is it? They're like almost like monster trucks. They have like jet, like he has a dragster that has an actual jet engine in it.
What?
Yeah, it goes like 500 miles an hour.
Wait, is it a truck or a car?
It's like a little car.
And has he rode 500 miles in that shit?
No, but he lit the engine up, I think at the Horseshoe Arena, and damn near like broke the building because it was inside and it's a jet.
Oh, yeah. People probably.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like I remember him lighting that up, dude. If death had a sound, that's what the sound was.
Man. That shit will fuck somebody's ears up.
Yeah. It felt like you could feel it in your bones, like your bones.
Yeah,
shaking. It was crazy. So, but he owns a lot of that stuff. So we were actually kicking around the idea of going out to these raceways and these tracks now that they're reopening, and taking out some of those deals because they're more spectacle than anything. Like there's a video, if I should have brought it up, I forgot you could share on here. But like they'll take the jet car, they'll turn that thing on, and the fire from the engine, like they will light a van on fire. Yeah, it's nuts.
Wait. Light a van on fire, meaning that it's just there. Yeah, and the whole van is just on fire now.
Yeah, they're like park a van right here, and then like let's see, and then the car will come over here, and then it'll turn its engine on, and that fire will hit it and just light that whole thing on fire.
I'll be the guy volunteering for because I'm trying to make an insurance claim. Yeah, just do mine.
I'm just gonna leave my car right here.
Do what you want. Yeah. Do what you want. I want to hear the engine. So, but if y'all went and used that, would that be illegal to use? That's a cheat code.
Nah. So you obviously, you can't drive it on the road. I mean, you blow.
But for drag racing,
no. See, and it's not competitive. It's more like of an entertainment factor. Like, holy crap! Like, you ever see those buses at the air shows? Where like the bus goes like 300 miles an hour, like whoever wants to drive a bus that damn fast. But
what air show are you at where the bus goes 300 miles an hour?
You haven't been to the one over here in Midland? They do that.
Midland. I mean, I've been like on the outer sides where you just see the jets. I never knew there was shit on the inside that go 300 miles an hour that are vehicles.
Yeah. They put them on that runway, and they'll let them go. But I mean, I wouldn't drive it. Like,
right? It's just people doing shit just to do shit. Come on, man. A bus goes 300 miles an hour? Come on, man.
I'm not an adrenaline junkie by any means, bro. And you would never catch me in anything that goes that fast that they ain't a captain and I'm seat buckled in with peanuts, bro. I'm good, bro.
Man, like I did skydiving, but I wouldn't be like when I'm thinking of a bus, I'm thinking of a school bus that has no seatbelts. Like we're just in there, or what? A 16-passenger van?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Nah, I'm good.
Hey, you gonna get where you're going fast?
I'm good. You're gonna die quick.
You gonna get where you're going, the other way. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all aren't really gonna do like a racing team, but just more like a team, but y'all are just doing things. Just like the entertainment side of racing, I guess.
Yeah, like he has a Corvette, like an old Stingray Corvette that's like on mud tires. And he was showing me that last time we were there. So yeah, you take stuff out there. It's fun to see. It's like if you went to a car show, except for they'll actually drive them around and do stuff with them. So and the bookings on those things are crazy. Like you'd be surprised at how much like people will pay to have come out and see those types of deals and stuff. So
why would you ever thought about having that at Comic-Con?
We actually did do, I think 17 or 18. We had the whole display. Like he brought the whole thing out, had the, all the stuff displayed for people to see and stuff. Like he has a mini monster truck that he takes out too. And it's like literally almost like a Tonka truck that you could barely fit in. But it's on like six foot wheels, bro. Like
what?
Yeah, it's nuts, bro.
Look, here's an idea. You could take this idea. I don't care. But Kamea Khan, you should tell the people, do you want to know how, but first, sign a waiver. Do you want to know what a real Kamehameha sounds like? Bring the fucking car in, boom, rev it. Like dog, yes. Yo, but you sign that waiver, they wear earplugs. Niggas, I will pay for that. And I know it's not how a real Kamehameha sounds. Like, I will pay for that.
They're gonna be broke. They're gonna be hurt and deaf for the rest of the show.
Niggas will be getting lawsuits. There'll be class action lawsuit against y'all.
He lit half the building on fire and made my homeboy deaf.
So the racing team isn't so much of a racing team.
No, it's more like, I guess they call them racing teams because you're comprised of vehicles that could compete. So
okay,
but I guess you would say more of like a traveling like show car of kind of oddities that are, out there. Now
here's where I want to get some gems from you because I myself, I'm trying to learn this too. Now, you are quite the marketer. Is that the word, marketer? You're. Would you say you're a good marketing guy?
Yeah, it's like I think everybody kind of is like in their own way. But yeah. I mean, like that's my main thing. Like, so when I do Comic Cons and stuff, everything that comes with that is a byproduct of the fact that like my main goal is to sell tickets, reach out to people, and make them aware of the event. Because I mean, the way I see it is like anybody can build something, but if no one buys it, then it better be for art or for you because
Right.
it's always going to stay with you. You know what I mean? So I've always made it my prime focus to put the product and marketing ahead of everything else we do. So yeah, I mean, like with Mark, like I guess what like in specific terms do you feel like you would need help with, or you would think that would be fall in that
I think
category?
I think with me, I just need to know what to do because I luckily for some reason I've been doing this podcast. This is the most consistent I've ever been in my fucking life. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But if I don't have a sense of direction, then I just get lazy. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And since I don't have a sense of direction, I don't become so interested in it. And so I'm not like for this shit, this StreamYard shit, I looked at YouTube shit. You know what I'm saying? I tried to get familiar with it because I was just so used to somebody else being my camera guy. And then he told me like, hey Moke, you need to figure out how to do some shit too because I want to always be around. And
yeah.
you
Ain't that
know,
there?
right. You know what I'm saying? So I think with me is I just need somebody to say, hey, this is what could help you. Because not this is what helps me, because everybody works different. If somebody said, hey, this is what you should do to this is the formula to follow for marketing, and then I can do that. But for me, it's just been trial and error. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
With this podcast shit, it's been more so me and my guests. You know what I'm saying? Like if like how you did, like you share the shit. Like if my guests share the shit, it kind of helps me out. But if they don't, then it's just kind of me just kind of just working through the shit.
Yeah.
Which I sometimes I don't want it to rely on that though. You know?
Yeah. So your core with marketing is always going to be your network. I feel like anyway. This could all be in a textbook somewhere that some rich guy wrote, and it works better that way. But it's always going to be networking, like who how often you're communicating in a section of your market. You're in a
Mm,
podcast market. One of the things you'll find out that I found out, I guess the hard way, was when I was in hip hop. And I always refer to this because, like I said, that's my ground base for promoting and marketing. Was a lot of that stuff's cutthroat. If you're doing a show, it doesn't even matter if it's the same week, same month, same area code.
right.
You're always
Yeah.
competing with some asshole in another city, and they're like, "How dare you do a show? I do hip hop too, like whatever."
Right.
And the same kind of falls with like some of the conventions, but what's good with you is you're creating content. So there's always going to be content creators out there that are willing to help you. Now, if they're doing the exact podcast you're doing, they might not be as open to give you all
Right.
their tips and tricks. But if you go to a sports podcaster who's averaging 100 views a stream and say, hey, what are you doing? And he says, oh, well, I have a Discord. That's one thing you should have. Have
What
a
is that?
Discord for your fans. It's like little servers where you can tell people, hey, this is when I'm going live. This is who's coming up. And then they have a chance to talk to you personally about questions. Like if you had a Discord now and you had, say, 50 fans and you were going to have me on, then you could actually post my links or whatever in that group, and people could give you
Mm.
questions like, oh, asking this or asking that. Or I
Oh
found this.
wow.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? And then when you go live, they tell all their friends because they follow you that you're going live, and you create community that way, especially for a content creator, and your consistency is key. Like you
Right.
always want to be hustling that. Like some of these podcasts, if I were you, I would take some of the more intricate or funny or entertaining elements, because these are what, an hour,
Yeah.
for somebody to kind of scale back into this and watch what we were talking about 30 minutes ago. How are they going to find it, or what makes them want to come back if they missed it? You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
Because that live aspect is gone now. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, so you take like little, 30-second, 1-minute clips, throw them on TikTok where we told a joke and laughed about something that would make them go click on that and watch the whole podcast,
Mm.
or at least follow you
Okay.
because they're like, wow, that was entertaining. and everybody's attention span is like this big. So
right,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get that little 30-second, because you see it on like your timeline, right? Like something pops up on Facebook and a dude falls off a bike and you're like, what happened? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go watch the video of how this man got slapped off his bike. You know, so but no, that's all it is, man. Just networking, knowing your community, staying consistent. You are your product. If you're not putting any product out there, ain't nothing to.
So now what about taking risks? Should you always take risks, or should you always kind of be like, I don't want to fail, or should you just always be prepared to fail?
I think like taking risks is big, but it's always like calculated risks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, you know, it's risky to take $50 and hand it to some dude on the corner that said he'll print you some shirts, right? That's hella risky. You don't know if you don't know him. You know if you're gonna come back. He may take your shit and go. But if you know that the dude on the corner actually is holding a sign for a shirt spot around the corner, then you take the risk that you hand him the money and he buys it. But that's an analogy in terms of like what we're talking about. So make sure whatever risk you're going to take, like, you know, at least what the outcome could be. Like, what's the benefit? Like, what is, like, I'm not going to go take risk in the stock market because I don't know shit about the stock market.
Right.
But if I see an opening, like say a convention center doesn't have an ATM machine or pipe and drape or something in my field, they don't have anybody servicing that, I may take the risk, spend the $2,000, which is still.
Wait, you put ATMs places?
Yeah.
Wait, nigga, elaborate.
So like we do equipment and stuff. So like AV, anything along those lines, and it's all passive income. So we use these things for our shows, right? Mm-hmm. When I'm not using them, then I'll rent them out to other shows, other venues, other stuff. Like ATM machines are like ATM machines, vending machines, anything like that. You're drawing a crowd of what, 3,000-4,000 people to a show. Well, they need cash, right? So if you own the vending machine, the vending machines, the concessions, the ATMs, they're gonna have to hit your stuff. Wow. Because they're in your building. So you're just doubling up the money. Every avenue they hit while they're with you, they're spending with you instead of splitting with a third party.
How much does the ATM cost?
They run about $2,000.
How many ATMs you got? Do you be having them in your house, in your garage and shit?
Oh no, if you do that, like, they're rentals. So what you do is you leave them at a location, you pay a company to fill them, and you never touch it. They send you the passive income as long as they don't break down.
Do you make good money off of that?
Yeah, I mean, the profit margins that we've looked at, it's like anywhere from $1,000, $2,000 a month, depending on how many you have and the events that come through.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just passive income. Like, you don't have to. It's like a vending machine. Like I said, you don't have to touch them as long as you have somebody to fill them. You own the machine.
Do you have a vending machine also?
Yeah, we do vending machines and stuff like that.
So how many do you like? How does that work? Like, what are you paying? Like, are you paying a lump sum? Are you paying per product? Are you making the prices?
So you look at it like this: like a vending machine is going to have anywhere from $35,000 to $40,000 in it. You want them to, because you want to be able to spit out money if you have a large crowd. Because once it goes empty, it's dead. Like, no one can touch it, right?
Wait, so, a vending machine or an ATM machine?
Or ATM.
Now, okay, I was like, nigga, 35,000 with the candy.
Hey, if you can make it off of candy, we would.
Yo, for real.
But like a vending machine, same thing. So you hire an entertainment company, they fill the vending machine up with whatever you're using, and then they take whatever profits that come out, they take a percentage of that, and then they write you a check.
Okay.
So in other words, like, they've put all the toys in there. They're basically like, we'll put in percentages. I would make 33% off the machine. They make 33% off of putting the toys in there and filling it. And then wherever I put it is going to make 33% because it's in their building.
Okay.
But the main thing is it's passive. So you never have to screw with it. Like, I'm just getting money. As long as it don't break, they're just sending me a check once a month.
Wow. So
even in certain situations, you can get those things on credit. Like low interest loan credit deals where you're paying like 5-6% depending on your credit. So you're making a payment on this machine of what, like $80 a month, and you're making $200. So you didn't even have to buy the machine. You're raising your credit and you're making passive income.
Wow.
And that's just one way. That's like we're talking like a specific machine, but you could do that with a lot of things, man.
So what if you use this machine? Is it gonna charge you a crazy fee, or do you know a way around that?
Like if I'm using my own machines,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just steal it. I'll just open it up. Like you have the keys and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to jump those loops. You know what I'm saying?
So you could take like 40 racks out of there?
Oh, like if you're talking about like the 8, no, unless it's your money, unless you're the one filling it. But most of the time, it's a bank or a group that's filling it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you
then if you go in and fill it with your own money, then you're getting almost 100% minus of I guess the venue.
Yeah, but if you have multiple places with it, then you got to actually physically drive out there with 40 racks in your car. Walk up to an ATM with all that money. You know what I mean? Like
them niggas will rob
you. You let the armed guards do all that because if they get robbed, it's insured. You know what I mean? So
that's cool. So you have ATM vending machines. What else you got? Man, this is interesting, nigga. Who is we? You're saying we.
I say we as a company, but it's me. Like it's my stuff.
It's your company. Okay. Yeah, let these niggas know you're a boss, man. Let them know you're a boss. Quit playing, man.
I'm really one of those people that like the people around me, like I said, like my wife, my staff, the people who help. Like it really is not possible. Like it's my brain, right. You know, like I Elon Musk the thing, but I ain't building the Teslas. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but we can big you up like you are right now, though, brother.
Right. I appreciate
it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. But no, I mean, like we do like pipe and drape. Those we rent out pipe and drape for $8,000.
What is that?
It's literally like when you go on a trade show and you see the booths. There's like it's literally like curtains behind them.
Wow, so y'all those type of people.
Yeah,
y'all sell this shit to make the shit work. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean we were paying like $8,000 to $9,000 a show. And I found out that it costs about $25,000-$30,000 to buy that. So we just bought it. Because once we bought it, we're doing 8 to 9 shows. You 8 times 9. I mean, we're already making our money back by the third or fourth show. You know what I mean? And then we rent it out when we're not using it. So it's kind of turnkey. You know what I mean? Like instead of throwing my money at somebody else for something I'll never get to keep. You know?
Are you doing these shows in Austin and San Antonio?
Man, I've been looking in Austin. It's difficult because right now a lot of places.
That's expensive.
Yeah, well, it can be. Just depends on the area. Like your Round Rock area, some of the outskirts, suburb areas, they're a little bit easier. But yeah, if you get into Austin, yeah, they tax.
Yeah, I mean, you should do like maybe Buda, Kyle, or like Round Rock, Pflugerville. Now, I'm gonna ask you this, and I don't want to be like one of those guys, but I'm gonna be one of those guys. If there's ever a Comic-Con that you're throwing, and I'm able to go. Can I have VIP?
Oh yeah, bro. I'll walk yeah, bro. You know, like not a lot of the hip hop heads like come out like Eric.
I know he's crazy out there. I know Troublesome out there. Yeah.
I think Half Breeze has been out there to a couple too. But yeah, not a lot of hip hop heads come out and stuff. So I've never really known who like is like low key like anime fans and.
I am an anime fan. I am a fucking nerd, dude. Like I am.
Yeah, if you ever want to come out to them, let me know, dude. Like,
that's crazy, man. Like, yo, so okay, so I want to jump back to the trade show real quick. Talk about that. So you run it like a Comic-Con, but it's just a day because Comic-Cons are usually a weekend or a week.
They're usually like a weekend, like you have like a Friday through Sunday type deal, with Saturday being your prime day. You know what I mean? So
if you're doing this trade show, are you gonna do like Friday here and then a Saturday somewhere else? Like how are you gonna work the dates?
No,
once a week.
Yeah. They're just built for that weekend because like we come in Friday, set everything up. Saturday's the day everybody comes in, does the show, and then we're gone. We're out of there.
So Saturday's the main day.
Yeah, Saturday's the only day. Like we've said it to where.
But if you did a Comic-Con, then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would be.
Yeah, like Friday's like a preview night. You get to meet the celebrities, chill, watch panels, whatever. Saturday's like the big day with all the activities, gaming, all that jazz. And then Sunday is usually like a wind down day. You come in there and get sales, meet some of the celebs, whatever. Usually everybody's hungover, chilling. So it's.
So somebody in the chat said, Do you have a schedule so they can hit up some of these cons?
Yes, yeah, of course. I have if you go to con-live.com, like it has a whole list of everywhere we're gonna be.
Con-live.com.
Saying so he don't know that. Yeah.
What else was gonna ask you? Fuck. Damn, I was trying to do some other shit, trying to post this like write the com live thing, and I just forgot. Fuck.
But no, yeah, like the trade shows, they'll still have like the celebrities, and they're cheaper. Like I said, they're only like $10 versus I think our shows with tax right now for the big ones are like $25. So it's real cheap. And then I get to come back, man. Like I'm in West Texas like once a month now at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like either family or.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I didn't have this in the docket, but elaborate on your do you have a media company?
Okay.
You have something because you made me that logo shit. So you have something.
So during the pandemic, like I've always done graphic design. I've always been like with the cameras and stuff. Like I've always tried to like circumvent middlemen, and then I'm also I'm generally like interested in content creation. Like I love it. I just don't like being on camera, so it kind of fucks everything up. You know what I mean? Like, so with that, hey, what you listening to? You loud. So with that, like with during the pandemic, I started doing like After Effects tutorials, work like templates, and understanding how all that works. So I could add that motion graphics into our company, because that's one thing about like marketing and stuff. Like whatever can grab attention the best, and obviously like video, TikTok, Instagram stories, stuff like that. That's what everything's kind of shifting toward. Yeah. And so I started learning like motion graphics so we could kind of take our stuff to that next level. And motion graphic artists are expensive as hell. Like back in the day, I was always trying to get like intros and stuff. There's a lot of stuff now. There's a lot of programs you can use that kind of circumvent that. If you want them customized, it makes it difficult. But it was always hella expensive, bro. Like I'd be getting quoted like $500-$600 for those like rap battle intros.
Wow,
like, bro, I'm not even gonna make that off this event. Like,
right? Yeah,
I can't do it. So, but yeah, I mean, I do my own media. We do our own printing, like all of our sublimation stuff for the shirts and stuff. It's all in house. We own the printers. I try to take spots that I know I can handle and creatively enjoy, and then remove those middlemen and do those things myself. So
yeah, wow.
Yeah. Plus you get more creative control over like your content and stuff like that. Now, obviously, if you work tandem with an artist and they understand your vision, then that's perfectly fine. But when you're able to physically create some of these things, you get that, that feel that you're looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's dope. That's dope. So how is it? Do you work with your wife?
I do. Yeah. She actually, like, we've always kind of like, I mean, she's always done the like house thing. Like she takes care of the kids. She takes care of my grown ass. Like, but like with Con Live, she got real interested in the project because we were kind of building toward that post-pandemic world where you want to make sure everybody's safe, and you also want to hit certain points that the fandom still enjoy without the issues.
Right.
So she really like took that on. Like she set up the events, she set up the venues, contracts, found some of this stuff. Like some of the more expensive venues, like she found alternatives or sponsors to help build those so we could do more. Because, like we just talked about, all those venues are expensive.
Yeah.
We just set up an 8-city tour. So, she was really instrumental in like piecing together that timeline for us to make enough money to do those things and still be profitable down the road. So it's pretty cool.
That's dope. As I'm looking at you, I'm like, man, every time I get a dope ass guest on here, it always makes me just rethink my camera.
Bro.
Yo. I'm looking at your camera in my phone and then in my computer. I'm just like, this nigga's camera is immaculate. And mine is just like, it's It's just Android, nigga. It's all pixely.
To be like, I'm looking at your setup right now. Like, it doesn't. You don't look. I mean, you don't have like the blurred background, but you don't look like.
I know. I just like shitting on myself sometimes. It keeps me humbled. It keeps me humbled.
Like, and here's the thing: like the content, like the way you carry. I guess the way you carry like through like a whole stream. Like I've watched like 2 or 3 of these, and I don't like watching streams, bro. Like I really like. I'll click on it. If nothing happened in 5 minutes, I'm out.
Yeah.
But no, like you carry everything like in a way where it's not overbearing. You're not one of them. What was it? DJ Clue. You remember back in the day?
Clue. Yeah.
Yeah, like you let your content flow, and it's dope.
You know, I learned because I learned from listening to Nori on Drink Champs, but then I also learned from listening to my old shit on my audio podcast. And I would talk a lot and I would cut people off a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think with this, it's different because I can see the person, and I don't know. No, it's not different. I can see the person because I was seeing the person at first. I just think I'm just trying to level up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's good because, and like I said, when I was watching before, and this may be because, like I said, I was a fan of like the stuff you used to create artistically.
Yeah.
So I was generally interested in like the questions you were asking were like shit that I was kind of thinking in my head. Like,
yeah,
I would have blurted that shit out. Like somebody will say something, I would have blurted that. Oh shit! Like how you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like it's not robotic. It's not like corporate feeling.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? It's real.
I always tell myself once I can get past my mom knowing my dirt, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes my mom be in the comments, she don't like some shit I say, and that's understandable. But I'm like, yo, once I can talk reckless in front of my mom, I don't give a fuck about any of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like I will talk reckless.
Right.
But
it's cool.
Go ahead.
I'm glad you're doing them too, man. It's cool to see. I know Smokes has been doing something similar. I know his format.
Yeah. I like because I'm not a messy nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I text Smoke last night and I was like, yo, Smoke, I'm podcasting DDP tomorrow. I was like, I don't know if y'all are cool or whatever, but I was like, I'm gonna ask him about battle tactics. So I was like, I don't know. But I was like, I'm not trying to start no shit, but I'm just letting you know that I'm, and he was like, nah, I mean, DDP my bro, whatever that. But I was like, cool. But I'm just not in the business of me asking the question and you being like, oh, fuck this nigga Smoke. Man, this nigga, you know what I'm saying? So
I was really about to pop off and be like, man, fuck you, bro. No.
Yeah, so I was just like, yo, Smokes, man, I'm just gonna ask something, and if it brings up something, just know that, hey, because I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know how he acquired battle tactics and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't know the whole story with that. So I just want to be a peacemaker with everybody, you know?
Nah, we actually made that deal because I was moving out of that with the Comic-Con. You know the story or
no? Tell it.
No, we this man, like, here's the thing. I was supposed to be on one of his podcasts a year ago, I think, and I was busy. Like, one thing that sucks about me is when I get busy, bro, like I don't intentionally do it, but I just like it's hard for me to keep in contact with people.
Right.
I'm constantly doing stuff and so I ended up missing that. I felt really bad. Like Smokes is cool. But now this man at one point, like before my cons popped off, like saved my life. Like I was painting, like this dude put me in a position to like work with his company. And we were paying, like I think he was doing like construction work and stuff like that. So I was working with him, saved my ass off a highway, brought me gas. Like this man like literally did a ton of shit for me when I was just I mean, I'm a regular dude now, but you know, I ain't have anything. You know, I had nothing.
Right.
Just, you know, still trying to come up. So, but yeah, this man really took care of me. And then whenever I moved on, I was like, he was starting to come up in the hip hop stuff, and so we kind of just passed the torch. I think I sold it to him for like nothing. I think it was more like I don't even remember what it was. It was something simple, but the goal was like, you know, you're in here doing this, like take this and like run with it, like take all the work.
That's dope.
And he was the only one like I really trusted to.
Right.
Because being a promoter is super selfless in terms of yeah. And that dude is hella selfless. Like I guarantee, like with you know what happened with his home, like if his homeboy would have came up that next day and needed something, he would have gave it to him. Like, he's that type of dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely one of those people I don't communicate with a lot on a regular basis, but
y'all know what it is.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like if you ever needed anything, it would be not a problem.
Because it had to. Because if you'd have sold me that shit, nigga, it'd been like, come to Moke Fest, headlining Moke, opening act, Moke, and have a couple niggas sprinkled in between. I'd be the MC, I'd be the DJ.
You be featured on all the songs.
DJ Spree featuring Moke. Yeah, every song featuring me. That's how I did it. I don't care.
Hey,
but that's dope. I never knew that. I honestly didn't really ever think about how, because when you were doing Hip Hop Fest, that's when I was still actively rapping, and then once Smoke was doing it, I wasn't really actively rapping, so I didn't really think about it that much because I was just more so going to it as a fan.
Yeah.
But are there any last words you got? Because we are about an hour and some change in.
I guess.
Wait. Before you get to the last words, is there anything? My bad. Is there anything that? Because I want this because I know you're not an interviewing man. So if there's anything we didn't touch on or need to touch on, I'm down. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even think, man. It's more like it's all super situational. It's always like I use this reference like a ton. You ever seen like what is it, iRobot?
Yeah.
Where the laboratory dude gets murdered by the robot,
right?
But he can only answer the questions that Will Smith asks, and Will Smith's like, "Who killed you?" He's like, "I can't tell you, but you just got to ask the right question and you figure it out." You know,
that's what you're in.
That's how I am, bro. Like, you ask the right question, you get the right answer. But no, man, I'm real. I guess if I don't portray this enough, like. I'm always super excited to see anything that comes out of the hip-hop.
Wait. Look at this. Look at this. That's scat.
Bro, you know what? I have that beat right here. I have wrote to that beat like I've probably got 100 bars to that beat, bro.
Damn, well, where's that?
I hate them, bro. Like it was the issue for me when I was writing music before. Like anything you ever heard come out from me was me like I called them mixtapes, so you wouldn't take them seriously. It was all like only thing I ever like. I wrote that song with you, but the vibe for that song was so dope that like all that shit just came. I think I wrote that in a day because the vibe was just like boom. But you had done all the work. You know what I'm saying? You wrote the song. I just followed up and touched on topics you was touching on. So for me to have a blank slate and know that this man could murder me, no, thank you, bro. I'm gonna.
Come on, man. Come on. Give Scat his beat. Scat has bars, yes. You have bars too, so both of y'all niggas will have a barry track. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the man his beat, get the man the song.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to wrap that up this month because this is, or not this month, April, because this is the last month I have before this.
You hear him, Scat? You hear him, Scat? It's on record.
I'll condense that stuff and send it over. But yeah, it's tough, man, because like I respect him. Any artist that I really, really respect, it's difficult because you're still an MC at the end of the day.
Right.
No, you don't want to get wrecked. You know what I mean? Like, damn, Scat murdered. You know, and even though Scat would never say it to me, he would be like, yeah, I body DDP.
I body DDP.
You know, his people would be too like, damn, bro, you killed that man.
Yeah.
So, but no, I just I guess my last words on that, like any of the hip hop stuff that I see coming out of West Texas, like I'm always following. If anybody wants help with anything, needs support, like I'm always down. Like I always try to like look back at that and be like, without that, I'm not here. You know what I mean? So, and it's the same way like for your stuff too. Like if you ever have questions or need help, bro, like let me know, man. I'd love to see all you guys.
Like I was forever. I'm grateful because when you told me to send you that logo. And you sent that back, like I was just like, yo, like I told my homeboy, I was like, yo, do something with this. Like we need some fucking sound on this. You know what I'm saying? Like I was really impressed. And it's crazy you say that because I don't know what people think, but I'm just gonna speak for people. Like I feel like when people think of you, like you're more like a hermit. It's hard to get in contact. Because I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I was kind of shook to even get your answer back on me asking you on the podcast because I just know kind of how you are. You know what I'm saying? But you're one of the people that I will respectfully take that no from.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just to hear you say like, "Hey, I listen to shit," and you know what I'm saying, y'all can reach out to me. That's dope because I was like, "Yo, this nigga does not fuck with anybody."
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's more just being busy. Like,
Yeah,
and I'll be real. Like in certain instances, like if like say I reached out to you and I was like, hey, I like what you're doing. This is dope. Blah blah blah. And I throw you some stuff, and then like 2 weeks down the road, like you ain't done a podcast, and like
yeah,
a
yeah.
month goes by, you ain't done a podcast, and then like you hit me up out of nowhere, like 6 months down the road, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna get back on my podcast thing. I might be more inclined to be like, yeah, we'll see.
Right.
When you got some time, but like you're serious, you're working. I see the work ethic, like that makes me excited. Like anytime I see stuff like this, that progressive,
yeah.
It makes me excited. That's one of the reasons. Like I follow with Scat, like I follow his music and the people I am consistently keeping up with. It's because you guys like have work ethic. You're not, weekend warriors. You're not like flash in the pan. Like, oh, this is exciting. Put it down. Do something else. Like. And I see a lot of that, like that type of stuff's exciting to me. So, like I said, bro, as long as you're hustling and you have goals and you're driven, dude, like, and not that I'm anybody to make that, inclination to how you feel. I'm just saying those are the things that when you message me, I'm like, this is a hustler. Like, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how
yeah. That's dope, man. Where can the people find you? Where can they find anything that you're attached to?
Nowhere. Like me personally, you can't find me. Like I am not on anything out there like that. I am on Instagram, like ain't nothing special. I think that's what Slatosh_con. And then like my projects right now, my big project is that conlive.com stuff right now. So any of those things. And then of course, if you see a convention pop up in West Texas, it's probably me. I'm just
any music?
No, man. I haven't put out anything in over 6 years. Occasionally I get drunk at bars and wreck some folks, but I don't ever come out.
Still your blood. I feel you. Yeah. I've been putting that down like 6 years. Well, maybe like 4 years.
See, I love freestyling, man. Like I don't think I'll ever not enjoy that, especially when you know how the average person functions.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a bar crowd and somebody's trying to, try to battle me or try to talk shit. Like I know for a fact, if I say something about something that is on your body, I win. It's over.
Right. Yeah.
It's over. So it's a party trick now, but I do miss the culture. I see a lot of shows popping up. Baker's doing some stuff over there now.
Yeah. Shout out Baker.
Anytime I see that stuff in West Texas, I'm always hype. And there's always a part of me that wants to be like, let me go throw a show. I want to do a show. I want to do something over there. But seeing some of those new names that are popping up, I'm like, I don't know these dudes, and they probably think I'm old. And
I feel you. That's why I'll be fucking around. I just stay at home and be annoyed by my kids.
Yeah, same, bro. Same. So, but I appreciate you having me on.
How's your family?
Oh, they're great, man. Like everything's been. All the kids are homeschooled now because of COVID stuff. So we just moved them to homeschool. Helps with the schedule. I have my oldest lives with me now.
That's cool. The boy?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so he lives with me now. They're making boosts right now for the tour. So they'll have their own little boosts.
Nice.
Trying to teach them.
You charge them?
I should.
I charge you a rack.
If they start making money, they're gonna have
to. Hey, they just gotta teach them. That's how the world works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I appreciate you for being on, man. Like this actually meant a lot to me. I was actually kind of nervous, and I was like, "Fuck," because I felt like I was kind of late just because I was out eating. But like, I'm very punctual, man. Like when I tell people like, "Yo, I'm gonna be at 7:45," so when I was like, "I'll be at 7:55," it was weird. But
I'm very late. Like I 100% take advantage of being the most important person in the room at times. You know what I mean? So I'm always
yeah.
I'm always late. So when you was like, "Hey, I'm running late," I'm like, "Oh, thank God," because I was in there trying to fix the camera. Like I should have done this weeks ago, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in here downloading drivers and hitting shit and trying to
Oh
figure it out.
shit.
So
Well, that's good.
well.
We both on the same page, man.
But no, definitely
Right.
appreciate you having me
Yeah.
on. Like I said, we'll have to meet up a couple months down the road.
Yeah. We live close by each other, so we definitely.
Yeah. I'm like an hour away. In fact, I gotta go to Taylor tomorrow to drop some stuff
Oh
off.
yeah,
So
and I mean, and I live in Buda. I don't live in Austin. I live in Buda, so you gotta go through Buda. It's right before Austin. You know what
to
I'm
get
saying?
over there,
So,
yeah. I've been trying to find ways to duck I-35, bro. That shit is,
nigga, good luck.
Bro.
Good luck.
I ain't never sat in a car that long and not been
Take
watching a movie.
That interstate where you can go 80 on.
Yeah, but it doesn't start off in San Antonio, does it? It starts on the other side.
I thought it went from San Antonio to like through Austin. I don't know.
I think it might hit New Braunfels, but I'm still new, bro. So I'll be like, Google, Google only helps me so much. They're like, go die in this traffic. Like, hopefully you don't gotta take a shit.
Right, but you know, once you get to for real, once you get to Austin and you hit 35, if you go or south, just take Moke and you could probably go through Temple through there. I don't know. Don't listen to me, man. I'm just talking shit.
No, I'm gonna be exploring, bro. I'm gonna end up on like some Hills Have Eyes shit, fucking murdered out in the middle of nowhere trying to get out.
Definitely don't hit me up. Definitely don't hit me up. Nah, but if you slide it through tomorrow, hit me up, man.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go eat lunch or something, catch up, whatever.
Sounds good. Thanks for being on my show. Any last words for the people?
No, definitely. Follow the page. Make sure y'all sharing. Hook your boy up.
Yeah.
Definitely, like I said, it's a network, man. We all teamwork make the dream work, man. So
if
y'all following, make sure you keep following. And thanks for watching me talk trash. I seen some of the comments. He said he's late. Now, but yeah, I appreciate everybody who watched and for you having me on. Like I said, it's cool, man. Like definitely been a fan for a long time. So you need to make some more music too, bro.
Man, it's coming.
Do something, bro. Do something.
I know. I'm trying. I'm trying. All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you.
Definitely, brother. Thanks.
All right, see you. Oh man, what another good show. I am floral as fuck. I want to thank Chris for being on. Next, Thursday we have Eric White. Eric White actually gave me my first live gig. And after that, next Tuesday, I have my cousin Dre. I'm excited. I want to thank everybody for just watching and share, like the YouTube, like whatever. Love yourself, people. And, don't be a hoe ass nigga. It's cool to be cool sometimes. Peace.